Alright everybody, welcome back to another live stream. In today's live stream, we're going to be playing a bit of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, as you can see from the screen. I just need to finish getting a few more things ready and then I'll be back. But until then, enjoy this song. Alright guys, let's get into our first game. I have noticed some weird things going on with the game so far. And I do have my suspicions. I feel like the way Call of Duty at the moment, I'm just gonna be let me see something real quick. We're gonna have to look at so yeah, as I do say with this time, it is not 100% correct with what it looks like on screen. But whatever I pause the time at will be the correct time. It just looks off because of the delay from the actual screen I'm looking at and you go through to Elgato onto my OBS and then through to the stream. It's off by a few milliseconds or by a second. Let me just make sure it's working first before we go into it. 3, 2, 1. So it says probably about half a second out, but it is very reliable because I pressed it at the exact same time as pressing A. So that game was 16 seconds for time to match, which is what I would say is around about normal. Depending on what map this is, we'll play one game of standard mosh pit. It's funny enough, Black Ops 6, I hated SBMM. But it's so blatant in the open playlist. I love this game mode. I played it a few times last night. Never had so much fun in it. I've never ever said I like it. I don't like it, but if I have to pick out 2 modes when I just want to chill and not play like it's the Call of Duty COD Champs or whatever it's called. It's fun, and last night I got into this getting mode within 3 to 5 seconds, which is classic matchmaking. My skill was minimally considered, but this is the standard matchmaking where they say, quote unquote, skill is of an importance. But it's actually showing that it is right now because my ping is quite high. Come on in, everybody. There's gonna be somebody up here. Yep. 2 people. Of both of them which are acting like bots. They are like bots and they still kill me. Oh, it's big, so that's fair. I need to find the right gun. I'm struggling with guns at the moment. All guns just feel off today. I always use Ghost on every weapon loadout. I always use Ghost. I only really started using Ghost this game, not this game, this Call of Duty. And that's got us playing hardcore for most of it so far, but I just want to try different game modes out and see which ones get the best response. Good shot, nice. How to run and stay down. Park run in everybody. I didn't know my shots land. That's insane. Look at that, that's so insane. I'm seeing nothing but everything leads to this being the one where skill is minimally considered, and the other one being where skill is very important. Okay, that wasn't shown there on my team a second ago. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know I was coming that way when you didn't even see me move. Makes total sense. The only way you'd know is if you're cheating. Why's everybody just stood there staring at one more? Why is every aircraft coming through in this game so loud? Why don't you just camp the whole game? Makes total sense, right? Alright. So if this is where skill is minimally considered, how am I getting a game where this guy's got 17-0? Unless he's cheating. It's suspicious, right? I suspect it. Very suspicious. No, we won't, because we're going to disband, because this is matchmaking where skill is in importance. Let's actually have a look at this. Okay, so the highest on our team went 1.18. I would really love to see his combo record to see if that was just a lucky game or not. But to me, option 1 is this is a lucky game and that's all. Option 2, this is a matchmaking where skill is minimally considered, but they've labelled it skill is in importance. Now we're going to do time to match for the next game. Again, same role, it's going to show that it's a little bit asynchronous. No. So the last one was 16 seconds. Once we get into the lobby, I'm going to open up YouTube, rewind a little bit, get the time to match. Alright, 22 seconds. Let me go here real quick. Alright, I cannot see chat at the moment because I don't want to get kicked. So we're just going to go until we get killed. Rewind a little bit more. I did not mean to leave that on my screen. I'm backing out for this because I've now caught it live on exactly what happened. Time to match for the standard mosh pit where skill, from what Call of Duty say, is an important consideration. Open playlist where it's persistent lobbies and matchmaking is minimally considered, which it clearly isn't, as we've just seen by the stat what is still up on screen. I'm going to take a screenshot. Just wait for a second. Here we go. Right here. 16 seconds for a match for the standard mosh pit. Right there. And that was our last match for the standard mosh pit. About the open playlist. I keep getting them confused because I only ever play the open playlist. But that right there shows clear evidence that they're messing with matchmaking constantly. Now we're gonna play the game. But look at that timer is fast. So they're really choosing, depends on what you want to do. again, I don't mind. I'm gonna back out because I really don't want to do team deathmatch. I also need to try and figure out what's wrong with my sound. It feels so loud. I did mess with it the other day. It's a little bit of free flow, guys. You can TikTok real quick. Give me 1 second. Alright, let me quickly just pin. Let's see if we can get that goal done. Make sure you guys tap and share out the live if you do enjoy. See what the gaming looks like in a second, and I'm not going to be anywhere near them. I do want to see what the ranks are looking like. Someone in here, easy kill.
Here we go.
I'm running there, buddy. I will show you guys my utility after this. I don't tend to be good at I don't even bounce off of then, dude. There we go, come on. Okay, I hit a shot, but it didn't even register. That's insane. I hate the bad hit reg, it's insane. It's not even as bad a hit reg at all. See, engagement optimized matchmaking, what does that? Doing 10 to 5, which isn't bad at all. Nice, we're not gonna let people rank. Come off this side. Okay, that was weird. Makes sense. GG's. Again, I had the headshot. Bruh. I hate them decoys. You don't ever put decoys down in a real war zone, so why is that even a part of Call of Duty? Then that guy can magically be go from 1 HP to full HP makes total sense. Another Call of Duty magic trick that you can do. Whenever I try and use stim like that, it doesn't work. Like right there, didn't work. Okay. Of course somebody thought that up. But it's not though. How can it be below the expectation if I'm second in the leaderboard right now, dude? Makes total sense, right? Look at how fast the regen is. Bruh, this is insane. I'm actually done with this game. How can I put in a good performance if the game just keeps putting me with the rig side of it? no movement. Of course, so there's only one pair of footsteps, but there's two people chasing me down. Makes total sense, right? In the same building. My aim is so bad right now. Give me 1 second. None of these. You all better vote random. That's his time zone, that's actually incorrect. Not exposure. And I'm searching for a new lobby because exposure's awful. Don't put me in Homestead or anything. Any map. But Homestead or exposure for the or free for there's 3 maps that is not free for all friendly in this game. Exposure, Homestead, and the Snowman. I forgot what that's for. Every other one I would argue that they're actually good and beneficial for free for all. Now sit in the Call of Duty Discord and talk bad about the game. They think in there just because you talk bad about the game, you have to play the game, you can't play the game. There is loads of stuff like say on stream that I like the game, like certain stuff in the game, but there is one thing I will never ever like: one to match and skill-based matchmaking. If they implemented skill-based matchmaking during peak hours, when there's loads of people on, then I would understand it. As long as they keep the time to match classic. Or close to classic as possible for time to match situations. I understand it. Call of Duties and any game these days cannot go with no skill-based matchmaking in it. But ping and time to match should not be hindered in this situation. Straight down. That's annoying when they do that. GG's. Where is everybody? Got a big guy down here, right? I mean, there's always somebody down here. Down to 3. Oh, actually, now I think about it, I've got the evidence to back up my claim for the standard match, the standard mosh bit being the possible low skill based matchmaking mode. I will show you that in a second. After this game, if I can bring it up. I have it, it's just whether or not am I able to find it. So I downloaded it yesterday from my OneDrive because I took the screenshot on my Xbox. Which actually, now speaking about it, I can bring up my Xbox. You're not coming from back mount, dude. I really don't mind losing this game. I went off on a good run early on. Don't mind losing any game. I'd be happy getting 0 kills, to be honest. If that meant we went back to classic matchmaking. Call of Duty's excuse for the open playlist not being anything like what it was in the beta is apparently the sales are down. People playing the game are down. Everything's apparently down in numbers by like 80%, I think they said. With the beta, when they had it on open playlist, was during the first weekend where you had to have either the game pass or buy the game to play the beta, and then the second week they also had it where pretty much their claim has been pretty much disproven by people who play the beta is only people who always buy the game, which the classic players of Call of Duty are not going to install a 60 gigabyte 60 gigabyte beta of a game was half done just to see what it's like. There's definitely more players than what the beta had. So that is blatantly a lie. I'll go on Steam charts in a second, see how many people are on Steam. And then everyone says, oh, the everyone's been saying the charts don't mean anything and data don't mean anything. As soon as they got into top 2, top 1 for 1 week, everyone posted the charts saying, look at how well Call of Duty are doing, look at how bad Battlefield are doing. Battlefield has been in the charts since day 1, 9 times out of 10, place number 1, and what, nobody's telling you on the charts are Call of Duty, HQ on PlayStation and Xbox have 4 or 5 games installed into them. I will actually debunk that right now. I not debunk it, prove it. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 8. 8 games into one. So you cannot even say that is a hard evidence of anything. In my opinion, that it should be doing a lot better if it has all of these in there. Here we go. So look at this. This was taken on the after action report card that you get. You can see right here, I'm on 4K, 4.3 KD. I mean 4.14. Alrighty, so what we're seeing here is 1 day ago, 7 days ago, 7. Alright, so it's just this one, but as you can see here, teams are unbalanced. If I bring out my SBMM tester, which is now all broken, because I did update it, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and ask ChatGPT real quick of all the KDs, which I know is not the right thing to do, but I'm just going to do this for a second. Right, so give me 1 second, because I can't remember what I said to you yesterday when I done it, so I didn't save it down. I think it came out with this is the open mosh pit, but I just want to make sure before. Let's start spitting out facts and figures. So I do all my evidence before I speak any facts. But just from looking at that picture, I would have to say from what I can see, there is little to none. Okay, so does come out with the match is likely to be a game mode where skill is minimally considered, aka the open playlist, which I didn't even tell AI what game it was. Done that yesterday when I was streaming. I'm not streaming, when I was just testing it out myself. Offline, just to chill, because I was just relaxing. I got fed up playing sweaty lobbies non-stop. And let me go here real quick. Let me go. What was I gonna do? SteamDB. Current active player base. Call of Duty is 15th with 47,000 active players right now, with a 58,255 peak of the last 24 hours. All-time peak was 3.1 years ago, and that was at 491,000. Call of Duty is on a massive decline. In the last 30 days, there has been a maximum of 100,332 players at peak. In November, there was only a gain of 758 plus players on the active player base, which is a plus of 0.8%. October, there was 36,200, which is an increase of 57.2%. The year before that was the month before that was 7,187 decrease. That's a decrease of 10.2%. So you can only really say it's an increase from what it was originally of 47% increase for October. It's not very good for Call of Duty. They used to be #1 every year. And the same people say Steam charts aren't something to go off by, the same people what then went on to say all the other charts are good when Call of Duty learn spot. Hang on a second. One second. Just trying to see something real quick. Alright, that's what I need. Let me open up. Let's go here. Right here. PlayStation US top 15 games ranked by total weekly active users, week ending the 22nd of November 2025. They say here Call of Duty is in second spot, last week first spot. I know the same week on Xbox first, which they do not tell you it's on the Game Pass on Xbox on that, so that's not even active people who have bought a game on Call of Duty. And again, that is from what I showed everybody. 8 games into one launcher. But as soon as you talk about stats to them, when it proves that Call of Duty is failing, they say you can't go off of that stat, you can't go off this stat. Or when I proved skill-based, or when I was trying to prove skill-based matchmaking was in open playlist, and I still believe it is, I just stopped really talking about it in that Discord. When I proved my time to match on World War II was 3 to 4 seconds, they said you cannot go off of that one. So I went on multiple different games, and funny enough, 3 to 4 seconds on every single game except from the newer Call of Duties, where skill-based matchmaking is a massive player for the playlist. But I'm going to show you my stats again. KD 8.7 in a win-loss ratio of 5.9. I'm going to show you my one on Black Ops 6 real quick. Because people say that's a big idea of what skill bracket you're in. I know my skill level, that's at least on Black Ops 7 is minus 208. So they're really bad. On Black Ops 6 it's a minus 1.8 from the last time I looked. Well, from the last game I played, no, not there. Let's see. A 1.10 KD and a 0.66 win-loss ratio. So my win-loss ratio is close to what it is on Black Ops 7. Highest kills 93, highest kills for 18. We've got to have a look at what it is on Black Ops 7. Then we're going to just play the game like normal. I've done some testing. I wasn't even hop on and test, I was just gonna play. But then it done the same thing that it's been doing to me while I've been off stream. Put into a game faster on skill-based matchmaking playlist than on the open playlist. Let's do it here. So it was 93 and 18. 83 and 16, so not much off. Funny enough, my stats don't seem much different. It's a little bit lower on, well, a lot lower on AD, but you could argue that you got to learn more movement and different stuff, and I wasn't really focusing on certain things. I was focusing on headshots for certain guns and focusing on different stuff for certain weapons. So you could argue that because at the start of Black Ops 6 is probably like that as well. But I can guarantee you by the end of Black Ops 7, even if I continue to play the open playlist, or what it is called is the open playlist, which I cannot wait, I will be installing Warzone soon, because I'm going to do a test on Warzone as well. Because the open playlist is coming to Warzone. So if skill is really minimally considered, I should get into a Warzone game within 2 seconds. Because that's a free to play game, loads of people play it. More people than you could probably say on Black Ops 7. I'm still waiting for an answer from Call of Duty and Treyarch, because they said to exclusive base and the exclusive base posted it and then go find it. Let me see if I can find it. Really exclusive ace. I'll read that out after this game. Why am I at 35 ping? That's insane. I'm having major lag spikes right now. Game feels weird to even move in, it just feels choppy. I don't like the gun I'm using. I'm back out. This game just feels off right now. I need to just take a break from it. There it is.
So I got it.
No way. Okay. Strange. That video I'm gonna have to save for while I'm not streaming. I really thought that video I just clicked on was gonna be something where it was gonna be proven that there's skill-based matchmaking in 7. That's hilarious. Right. Oh, thanks for likes. Yeah, I was just looking at this video while I was gonna read off the statement from Exclusive Ace about Call of Duty and their matchmaking that Call of Duty sent them. But in the comments, Exclusive Ace said, "I'm not going to convince you either way to somebody else." But then continues to go on, as I feel that it's up to them, but I do want to mention that it's not surprising to all that 2-box works, as a similar method was worked. As similar methods worked just as well in old CODs, with much more minimal considered skill, which is a lie. 2-boxing was only a big thing in Modern Warfare 2019, so he's just, and that video I skimmed through, and the reason I was laughing when I saw your like isn't because I saw the like, it was because the video was of what real minimal considered skill is, of people stood in windows just camping like this on a flag. They were literally like this in the window. I'm just gonna stand like this looking at B flag. That's how casual matches should be. And you're trying to use that as an excuse of how to reverse boost. Which, number one, he shouldn't be telling anybody how to 2-box, because that is a game breaking rule to manipulate your stats to get easier lobbies. That's against the rules, and it should be a bannable offense for anybody even mentioning how to do it, especially if they just spoke to Call of Duty hours before that post and Call of Duty told them that skill is just what it was in the beta. Which to me, if he's posting that up, I think that's a hint that he knows they've lied, and skill based matchmaking is really in this mode. And it even confirms what I was thinking earlier, because I went into his chat and told him what happened, because he's a streamer. And funny enough, while he's been talking good about the game, he's been doing his own testing on it more, because he just still doesn't believe. But yet he talks really good about the game all the time. If you're that worried that they've lied, why talk good? Here we go. I just hate how everybody has to act like it's the championship of Call of Duty. Why do you have to jump shot everybody like that? Or even jump on the corner and go. So annoying, can't you just have one casual game? And then when I go into a skill-based matchmaking game, my skill, if everybody is sliding around like it's the final of Call of Duty, then why when I go into skill-based matchmaking, where it should take longer to